roguelites. Everybody loves them. I love them. You love them. Your grandmother, who has only played euchre, loves them because of Balatro. And they have just become so popular in the last 10 years, really starting this new indie craze, this AA game craze that has taken the world by storm. We've got Crying Babies, we've got Cards, we've got Trains, we've got Slasher's Keep, which I don't even know how to describe that one, but we're going to talk about it later. Anyway, I'm Green Guy from Too Real, and these are 5 roguelites that are more addicting than gambling. Coming in at number 5 is Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire came out in 2017 and has revolutionized the roguelite genre. It really has made the deck builder the king of the crop, baby. It is Macho Man Randy Savage in 1985. Slay the Spire is coming for you, brother. But anyway, it's an amazing game. I really love this game. It is addicting, and which is why it's made the list. This list doesn't necessarily have a particular order. It's just 5 games I wanted to talk about. But if I would choose my favorite roguelite of all time, I would definitely say that it's Slay the Spire. I mean, the stuff that you can do in it is insane. I mean, you can put a block, which is just kind of a core mechanic, but then you could use that block and murder things with it. It makes no sense. Well, it kind of makes sense, but it also makes no sense. I love it. It's a fun game, and I've bought it for way too many consoles. At this point, is rivaling Skyrim for the amount of times I've bought it, but it's only like $25, which is nice. I bought it in early access when it was cheaper, and they're coming out with a sequel, which you don't really see roguelites having a lot of major sequels, so it must be good, and it's actually inspired the next entry in our list. Number 4 on our list is Monster Train. Monster Train is one of those games that comes around every once in a while. You're like, huh, that is clearly inspired by Slay the Spire, but it's just different enough, and it has that much different flavor that you're like, oh no, not again, not my wallet, and then you just feel your wallet slowly getting taken out of your pants, and it's just like going into the computer or the Xbox or whatever you're buying it on, and you're like, no, not my money, but then you end up sinking like 100 or 200 hours into it. You know, and it's just like, oh, I guess I only paid 4 cents, per hour or whatever, because this game is so fun. I mean, it is a deck builder that has an amazing soundtrack, and it's also got this kind of like tower defense-y auto battler thing going on with it. So you're not actually like shooting or anything. You're just kind of like, buffing a bunch of dudes or reforming them or doing whatever, and then all of a sudden they just beat the crap out of some angels. You're playing as hell, which is kind of fun. I've never really heard of that before. So, yeah, Monster Train is an amazing game. I really didn't talk much about what it actually is, but here it is. Just go buy it. It's great. Coming in at number 3 is Balatro. However you pronounce it, I don't care. It's an amazing poker roguelite. Continuing the theme of deck builders here, this one is more on the classic kind of things where you're not playing strikes or you're not playing, dregs or whatever. You're actually playing like an ace of spades, but here's the thing, that ace of spades can get triggered 14 times in one turn, then all of a sudden you've got like a million chips, and you can actually break the game and get a score that's so high that it goes to infinity. You can outnumber the computer, and it's amazing. This game, if we're going to talk about synergies, if we're going to talk about work culture, if we're going to talk about making amazing kind of strategies, Balatro, again, I don't know how to pronounce it, is amazing. I mean, everything about it is just incredible. The music slaps, the pixel art goes so hard, and there's just a million different ways to play it. There's a bunch of different decks, and it's brand new. It just came out in February of this year. Go pick it up on Steam. It's currently $15, and it is my vote for Game of the Year for 2024. Easily. Next on our list is Slasher's Keep. Now, Slasher's Keep is a dungeon crawler in the truest sense of the word, where you're actually just literally crawling through a dungeon while being in like Doom-esque graphics, and the art style, I can't rave about it more than, it's amazing. It is just absolutely gorgeous. That's the thing about these roguelites, is that their music is always good and the art style is always awesome, because the people that make these actually like what they're doing, which is awesome, which makes these games just so much more enjoyable for the consumer. So the reason why Slasher's Keep is so fun and just goes so hard it balls so hard people want to find it is that it is this permadeath and you're trying to upgrade your character, you're trying to do these amazing boss battles. You have to learn the patterns of your enemies, you have to learn how to get past the traps, you have to learn what is good, and you can build different classes. I haven't actually gotten very far in this game because it is more difficult, on the more difficult side of the roguelite genre, but again, it is. I'm just so enamored with how it looks, but I would recommend this one highly. It's not a one that a lot of people saw, and not a lot of one that people actually picked up. So go check it out. The final game on our list is PokeRogue. PokeRogue is a free browser-based Pokemon roguelite, baby. I guess all the major ROM hacks are free. If you pay for ROM hacks, you need to call whoever's selling them to you and like sue them or something because they're free if you just look up on Reddit, I guess. But play this game before Nintendo takes it down because it is so fun. So I've been playing Pokemon since Pokemon Red. I'm not a Gen 1er, but I've been playing most of the Pokemon games since Pokemon Red, and that was like way back in the day. And this one really scratched that itch of like, oh wow, everything is like brand new and shiny because it adds so much. And I'm also addicted to roguelites, and it really combines all that, and it is difficult. If you don't know necessarily the meta for Pokemon games, this game will bend you over the barrel and show you every single state. It's amazing, and it's got a really fun progression system. It's got like a gotcha machine, so you can get shinies, you can get legendaries. You can really ball out of control. It's got dailies. It's got everything. It's a great little game. Just look it up, PokeRogue. It's online. It's free, and I think it uses the Pokemon Emerald sprites. And also, shout out to Pokemon Emerald Rogue. Wanted to stream that, but I forgot. That also like kind of counts on this list, but kind of not. So there you have it. Those are 5 roguelites that are more addicting than gambling. And the best part about them is that you don't actually lose money apart from the stuff that you put into it. You don't actually lose your money. You die. You don't always win. That's fine. That's the point of a roguelite. But there's progression, and you don't actually lose all your money. You don't have to go beg on the streets for bread. You don't have to be Aladdin. You know, you don't have to have this incur this gambling debt that everybody seems to have. Why do we have so much debt in this country? What's wrong?